So next, let's talk about a shaky launch. I had my first launch with the video production course was all right. I think it was all right, but the second one, it was right as I lost my job, and I was like, I was kind of in the middle of the post production of this course, and as I lost my job, because this was going to be like, okay, a little bit of side income while I still had my job. Lost my job, and I was like, cool, I got to launch this as soon as possible, and I launched it way too fast, and it was a very shaky launch. And I just can't. I was coming from a place of desperation. I was like, I got to get something out. This is like maybe this is a way I can get some cash flow going, and it was shaky. But hold this in your mind too. Let's be a walking contradiction. Every launch should be shaky, and maybe this goes up to the lesson about time versus effort. But every launch should be shaky. Because this little thought I want you to hold in your head is that you shouldn't be so precious about the work, and that you just need to get it out there. That it's never going to be perfect. This is, we talked about this 2 weeks ago with perfectionism and cynicism, that you're never going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. So you just have to launch it and then kind of like build the plane as you're flying it. You should not say like, it's done. I'm done. Lesson 25 is now complete. Export. And now let's build a 90-day marketing campaign. And once we have the 90-day marketing campaign built, then we'll start to launch it and I'll tell everybody about it. Yes and no, because then you're going to get too bogged down in the details and say, I have to get all this done. There's so many items to do before I can launch it. Just launch it, get it out there, get some traction under it, get people using it. And then at the same time, start to market it better and better, find what works, find new hooks, find new ways to attract new customers. Every launch should be shaky. So let's take some lessons from Kickstarter, and rather I should say Indiegogo in this, because I've never used Kickstarter. I've consulted people on how to use Kickstarter, but the only platform that I've used successfully and once, I'm 1 for 1, 1-0 on raising a campaign. And it was this one. Let me switch over to it. So I don't even need to show you. What am I doing? This one right here. So this was I did an Indiegogo campaign. This is my one and only successful campaign. And we did a short film right out of college. It's called The Sunshine Girl. And as you can see, we hit our goal. I think our goal back in the day was 4,000, and we were able to get over to 4,500. And then as we got this, we were able to get some private money on the side of this. That was going to help us kind of boost this campaign. And what I learned from this, the biggest lessons I learned from this was that you need to tell everybody weeks in advance that we built trailer videos. We had 4 weeks out campaigns. We had a whole marketing plan, and if week 0 was the launch of the campaign, then you needed to go back -4 weeks, -6 weeks if you could, to really start to hype it up. So we have -6 weeks out to like the pre-launch week 1, and we would just build videos, we'd make content, we'd tell everybody about it. Pre-launch week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, pre-launch it, and then launch week. You're now 6 weeks into your marketing campaign where you're telling people about this. So it shouldn't come as a surprise. And that's the biggest mistake that people make with Kickstarter campaigns and Indiegogo campaigns, and probably product launches as well, is that they do not hype it up enough. Like, it should be a broken record to you. You should be so freaking tired of talking about it by the time it launches. And by the time it launches, everybody has heard about it, and their grandma, and then they'll know about it. And it's not this like, you now have some momentum going into launch week. And that was especially on Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaigns, where you have 30 days to run a campaign. And Indiegogo, and if you want to get featured in Indiegogo and you got to start to hack it like that, you would want to get some momentum in the first 2 or 3 days of your launch as soon as possible. You wanted a big spike, get at least $1,000 in the first day, $1,000 in the first 2 days. And that was and you told everyone, I know this campaign is coming up. You have 30 days to contribute to this, but on day 1, the day we launch, I would really like if you were to contribute $20, $50, $10, $5, whatever. But we need a lot of money on day one to get that momentum, and Indiegogo would pump you up. So so that's the kind of approach you needed to take with your online course. And I did not take that approach. I would just, for the filmmaking or the video production one, I kind of hyped it up. I answered some questions. But when it came to the personal branding one, I launched it and then started my marketing campaign, and I just launched it a little too fast. But you're able to recover from that. You're able to kind of like keep building assets. Maybe you, as the campaign launches, or you go further into, your launch week 1, week 2, week 3, you should keep making content. When I say like you should be tired of your content on day 1, yes, you should, but then keep going another 6 to 10 weeks to keep up the momentum. Because you want to get, now that the campaign's actually launched, you want customers, you want people in the door to start using the product.